to Toby Swim now. He's got a product here that we're going to show you, which is a company that offers a service which is pretty unique and something that we all strive to achieve, which is a hook sharpening service. So Toby, can you explain a little bit about what this company does for you?
Yeah, basically I've seen him about on if you have a look on Facebook, which most people are on nowadays, he's on there. He's known as Stickycarp Hooks. Basically what he does is it's a hook sharpening service, but he does his own, the Drennan Continentals, but he'll do any hooks that you want him to do. He uses a method that's used by Jay Hayward, who's one of the gurus when it comes to the hook sharpening side of things. It's what they call the three-sided technique. It's always done in natural daylight, so you can get perfect vision, so you can see exactly what you're doing. And they use certain stones from Switzerland. Switzerland, yeah. Again, you can achieve the same with the jag stuff that you can buy, but I just think that he's got the edge with this specific technique that he uses. I mean, I've been using these for this session. It is the first session I've used them, but we've been here nearly 24 hours now. I've reeled in and out a few times, and the points are perfect. I've had no issue with the tops bending off, which was one of my biggest worries about them, or any kind of sharpened hook, to be honest. But no, absolutely no problem whatsoever. They're still razor sharp, and I'm using both bottom baits and pop-ups. It's got the out-turned eye, which I like. Yeah, it's just.
I mean, you can have pretty much any pattern of hook that you use done by this guy, can't you? So, you know, even if you don't like the continental pattern, you can actually send your own hook swimmer, presume, can you?
Yeah.
Send him your hooks and he'll sharpen them.
And he'll use his techniques to sharpen them up.
I mean, I have played around with sharpening hooks for years, and I can never ever seem to get it right. It's a very, very fine balance between getting it right and just messing it up completely, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree.
And when you get one of these out and actually touch the point, you can just feel the difference instantly. They're just unbelievably sharp. The points are just to perfection. You physically wouldn't be able to get a sharper hook it's any other way, would you?
It's really nice looking. It's got like a real nice claw on it, and you can just it's razor sharp. I mean, I can dab it there, and
you can feel it
stick on you. I can see why he's called himself Stickycarp, because they are literally sticky. Because they're that. I mean, the minute your finger goes near it, it's on.
Yeah.
So yeah, but like I say, I've got it on. I'm using 3 different types of rigs. I've got a straightforward hair rig out there. I've got a Johnny Mac rig, which I'm using, and then a blowback rig. And I've tied up 3 different rigs, obviously. See which is performing, which isn't, which I'm not sure at the minute because I'm still yet to catch. But the hook itself has lent itself to every kind of pattern of hook that I've tried to type with so far. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. But yeah, as far as the actual sharpening service goes, and I'd really recommend these Continentals. They're nice. They're really nice hooks, and they've sharpened up really well. Yeah, definitely a service to look at, and by all accounts I heard he's very reasonably priced as well. So yeah, check him out on Facebook.
So if hook sharpness is one of the things that niggles you a little bit, check out this guy. Get a packet of hooks open to him and see what the results are for yourself.
I just want to show you a little bait that I've got from Tor Baits, who I'm a consultant for. It's something that he's been doing for a couple of months now. It's a really nice little edge to a lot of his other baits. I don't think there's a lot of people out there doing this. So basically, just tied up a little piece of rig here just to demonstrate. It's a little bit of Johnny Mac rig there, pop-up rig. This is the bait I'm talking about. As I said, it's this one's done in the Jaffa flavour that he does, and basically what it does, it oozes off a very nice cloud of scent and flavour and all sorts. So I'm just going to demonstrate it for you. So if I just drop this in here, I know this is not the best tank in the world for doing it in, but yeah, as you can see, it's starting to glow up already. And then what will start happening takes takes sort of a minute or so to really get going, but you can start to see it already. It's just dropping away, oozing out of the bait. I mean, I've not seen a bait do something like this quite as good as this anyway. But yeah, there we go. It's starting to, some big trails coming down. Looks like loads of tentacles. And then what that's doing, that'll just gradually fall down, spread across the bottom, and then it'll actually start pinging back up. So yeah, I'll leave this to do its thing. So as I said, Tor Baits, check them out on the website www.torbaits.co.uk, and any questions or queries you may have, Tony will, I'm sure, be very willing to help you. I will, on a side note, just say that all of this stuff is certificated. It's got regulations and everything. I know there was a lot of controversy over some other products, but can 100% assure you that this is fish safe. And like I say, it's all certificated and tested, so get on it.
Okay, we're here with Mark, who's the bailiff on Winterley Pool. We're going to give you a little bit of information about the venue, what the fish stocks are, a little bit of history on it, a little bit on how to book on to come and fish this place. So Mark, can you give us a little bit of information regarding like the lake itself, how long it's been here, etc.?
The lake's 300 years old. It was an old mill pond. The match pool at the back, that was dug in 1990. Fish stock, 250 fish, the average 15, 17. We've got 25 different 20s in there. We've got kois, we've got ghosties, roach, perch, bream, everything else.
What sort of size do they go to, the fish? Like, what's the biggest fish in like the specimen pool that we're on now?
The record common is 27.4, record mirror is 26.8. We've got ghosties and kois to just under 23. There's some cracking commons in it. Old mirrors, they're definitely warriors. Yeah. Like.
Good stuff. So if somebody obviously watches this and they want to come and fish the place, what do they do about actually getting in? Obviously they'll phone you up. What's the sort of like the spec on coming to fish it?
Dead easy. It's just an open day ticket water. Turn up, off spec. By all means you can phone. I'll let you know I was fishing. Just turn up, drop on a peg. We do day tickets, 24-hour tickets, 48-hour tickets. We do a membership scheme as well. That runs March till March. It's £20 for the year. With that, if you're fishing a Friday through till a Sunday, you're allowed to book swims. Again, give me a call, I'll book your peg. If you're fishing sort of midweek, just a one night at a weekend, it is just a case of turning up, but give us a ring, I'll let you know of availability. Yep. So, we're pretty flexible, Yep. We're not too, time-wise, dawn till dusk, anytime Friday, Sunday, pretty easy going that way.
So, in terms of facilities on the venue, what we've got, obviously we've got the car park, the gates have got to be closed because there's cattle in the...
Yeah, that's it. We've got the two gates up at the top. You can load your barra, right outside your car, all the way through. A barra is advisable. It
is a flat run, isn't it?
Yeah,
Everywhere's
it's
flat.
a
There's
flat
no hills
run,
or nothing.
we've got bark paths as well in places. We've got the toilet, we've got two toilets, we've got one at the lake, one near to the farm. We've got a freshwater tap. We've got takeaways that delivers. Ask me for the number, I'll sort you that out. So
what takeaways are sort of like, can be delivered around here?
Yeah, we've got the Chinese, we've got a kebab house, burgers, all good carp food, and then we've got the Indian. So there's plenty of takeaways. They deliver to the car park. I've got the numbers and menus. Mention the water up at the top. Yeah,
it's got fresh water supply as well. So if anybody wants to top up on the water, they can do. They don't have to bring loads with them, do they? So that's a good facility to have. Obviously, the peg we're on now is a double peg. What's the situation on peggings? How many doubles and singles are there?
Right, you're sort of in the pretty much the middle of the lake now. This is 8 and 9. We've got 3 double pegs. We've got pegs 3 and 4 up at the top, near to the roadside. 8 and 9, and then we've got 11 and 12, which is a double up there. It's 7.5 acres. Altogether, we've got 14 pegs. You know, they're all barked. The pretty big double pegs, aren't they? You know, ample size for bivvies. It basically runs. We've got the 2 pegs in the corner bay. We've got the double peg, like I say, which is facing towards the roadside. Then we've got 5, 6, and 7, which are all single pegs. You know, fishing sort of 60, 70 yards out towards the snags there. 8 and 9, which these boys are on. We've got peg 10, a single peg, which has got the island to the left, which sort of splits the two, the lake into 2, but obviously, it all is in one. We've got 11 and 12 again and a double, 13 a single, 14 a single. We've got the inlet up at 14, we've got the outlet up at peg 1. So they're all barked, they're pretty comfortable pegs, really.
Yeah, very nice. Some rules, what barbed hooks, etc. What do they actually need to bring with them?
Right, rig wise, it's barbed or barbless, whichever you prefer, as long as they are rig safe, that's fine. Regarding landing nets and unhooking mats compulsory per person. If you haven't got them, you're not fishing. There's no bait bans, just make sure all your particles are prepared. Just common sense, really. Don't carry the fish about, just look after the fish and we'll look after you, sort of thing. So
it's a 3 rod.
Yeah, it's 3 rod limit. Yeah, it's 1 angler per peg. I don't mind you having a barbecue, just lift it off the ground. No fires. Just common sense rules, nothing over the top. Bait boats are allowed. Spodding, markering. Pretty common sense rules, really. Nothing over the top.
So obviously, you don't abide things like litter. Must set your litter home with you.
It's a total no. We take your mobile number. We don't want you back if you leave your litter, basically. We've got a bin up on the car park, which you can put all your litter in. So just basic common sense rules.
So in terms of somebody who wants to actually come and fish it, have you got any advice on sort of what sort of tactics to use, what works better? Obviously it's quite a silty lake, isn't it? Because it's 300 years old.
Yeah,
so
that's it. It's very silty all over, really.
Long up links, light leads.
I tend to use light leads just to get the distance that I need. Slightly longer up lengths than usual. As opposed to bait, as long as you've got a good quality bait, you will produce fish. For years I've just literally fished, 3 or 4 bait stringers, tight to the snags, fishing locked up. If I'm on for a few days fishing, I'll maybe put one mid-water with a bit of bait over the top. I have spodded plenty of times. I do, I find that just simple boilie tactics work just as good as anything else.
Is that because of sort of the bream population? Obviously pellet and particle tends to sort of invite bream.
Maybe, maybe so. You do pick a few bream up here and there, but I mean the lads do pick them up on boilie. Don't get me wrong, but as I personally don't have much problems with bream at all, really. So I just literally fish that every time. I fish them, like say, tight to the snags, 3 or 4 bait stringer. I'll stick a few baits over the top, when I feel when the need's right, and that's it.
So what, obviously the point swim, obviously that's got a long chuck, 150-yard chuck to the far side, and to be fair, if you're fishing that point area, you're getting quite a lot of water there, aren't you? The way that it pans out.
Yeah, from obviously to the top corner is 150 yards. Slightly this way you're touching front of peg 4, you're looking at 90 yards there. Obviously you got the roadside 50, 60. A lot of fish come off the road. You've got a good chunk of water in front of you, plenty to go at, sort of thing. If you did want to fish over a lot of bait mid-water, if you're on for a few days, sort of thing, to try it. So then the rest of the places, the margins are ignored. Just off this double peg here, you've got your margins to the right. Peg 1 into the bay there, you've got the margin there, which does produce fish when people do fish it. Just 2 weeks ago, a 20 and a 19 come off peg 14, so again in the margins, one just in front of the inlet, sorry. So they do come out from all over.
I mean the most obvious thing obviously on this lake, the specimen pool, is as soon as you walk on it, you've never seen it before, you initially are drawn to the far bank margins because they just look so
it's too tempting.
inviting for fish holding areas, aren't they?
That's it.
you know. But you know, I suppose a bit of advice is, you know, you've got to fish pretty tight on the bait runner stroke clutch system. You know, if you get a bite, you don't want to have sort of like your bait runner really loose so it can just take you straight into him. You know, you do need to fish it quite tight, you know, not so it pulls your rod in obviously, but you know, as tight as you can get it where it just takes a little bit of line off, almost locks up I suppose. But it is really inviting them snags out. They just look like a haven that's going to hold all the fish in them,
and they do produce, you know, most of the fish without a doubt. So like Adi said, I fish locked up in there, and you know, I lose a lot more than most because of that way. I fish right tight to my rods, locked up. You know, I'm on every fish, like, so don't lose many at all, like, which, you know, quite a few are lost on here. So, but yeah, the snags is definitely the place to fish for, like. So you've got on pretty much every peg, you know, you've got like the end of the snag, or you've got, you know, smaller bays. You've got straight in front of you, you've got the bigger bay, front of sevens, even bigger bay again. We're constantly, you know, every now and then we get out in the boat, you know, clear them out, keep taking the snags out, you know, slowly but surely, really removing a few of the nasty ones, sort of thing.
So there you have it, Winterley Pool Fisheries in Crewe in Cheshire. If you fancy coming having a fish, give Mark a bell. We'll have all his details on there. You can follow him on Facebook. They've got a website, and you can also obviously book on as well. If you fancy a go, come and give Mark a bell. Come and have a fish on here. Well worth a visit. Anything
you need to ask, give us a call. You know, don't mind. Give us a text, whatever. I'll get back to you on it and get you fixed up and hopefully bag a few.
Okay. Thanks very much for that, Mark.
Brilliant.
See you soon.